in the day of technology and social media and all of that, we're choosing virality over credibility. Like
Oof.
we've traded credibility for virality. And I have such a problem with that. And again, there is like nuance because some things go viral and the person's actually credible or what they're saying like has a lot of good merit to it. And they like, they dive into the nuance and like they're giving you all the information. But for the most part, like the things that go viral because they're really clickbaity or, the person looks a certain way or um, the content that they're putting out is like very black or white, very controversial. You're not getting the whole picture. It's very divisive. And so it's really
Yeah.
easily shareable and savable and all of that. And so it's just interesting to kind of think about that trade-off that we've made um, in the age of social media.
I love it and I support it and I amplify what you said because yeah, like that's what it is. I feel like we could get on social media right now and open an app and find a great example of this within the first 5 scrolls because
Mhm.
it's like such a part of the culture.
Yeah.
And like I'm going to risk it all in saying this. But there are so many people who are not qualified to be speaking on certain issues.
Mhm.
And I kind of go back and forth with this because it's like I totally understand like experimenting with thought and like sharing and like sharing,
Absolutely.
right,
Yeah.
and experimenting like with the sounding board of the internet, right, and like getting feedback or input or like having that like space
Mhm.
to do that. And I don't know how productive it is anymore in the current in our current situation because like if you say anything that's like strong and affirming into like a belief you have,
Mhm.
first of all, you can guarantee there's going to be like 1,000 people waiting to just tear you down and tell you how stupid you are or like just be really mean and ugly like in the comments section. And then also there's the opposite side of that where like there's going to be people who see that and it like further solidifies their like
Mhm.
dogma.
It just creates more divisiveness. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so yeah, and I've also seen like people this brings me to a thought I'm having about I don't even remember I can't remember right now who they were commenting on, but somebody like some person on the internet who is a therapist, et cetera, and like maybe is now a life coach was dissecting a celebrity and explaining that she has like all these personality disorders based on like what she sees of the celebrity online and like talking about her personal life and all of these things and like really like creating this narrative about her that she's like this evil awful person. And
What?
no, and everybody like it was really interesting to see how the internet was engaging with this because like a bunch of people were like, yeah, she's the worst, you're right, and a bunch of people were also like, dude, we don't actually know her.
We don't know her. This is super unethical to be like slapping diagnoses on someone that you've
You
never
don't know,
met,
you've
you've
never
never
talked to.
treated.
Absolutely, right? Like it's problematic, right? And
Wow.
so it was real, and this happened like a few weeks
But
ago.
you do it for clicks because if you're talking about something relevant, I saw someone
Mm-hmm.
totally different. They were doing it in like a very like up and up way. They were just kind of dissecting what is the Bachelor, the Golden Bachelor, is that what it's called? They were talking about something that had happened, I think, and just some of the behaviors underlying some of the dynamics. And I was like, oh, that was smart because it's so relevant at that
Yeah.
time. But to go in and like try and diagnose and like pick apart someone, that's crazy.
No, totally. And I think in the example of like a show like that, right, where people are, you're seeing how they engage or like certain behaviors play out on screen.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure this was like a pop star. And it's like, what?
Oh my gosh.
She's just singing songs and dancing around in tiny clothes.
I
Leave
feel
her.
like I need more details after
I know. And
this.
honestly, I wish I could remember who it was. We could find it. But
Yeah, it's just it's inappropriate
it's
and it's
inappropriate
a way to, it's like clickbaity and
and it's harmful.
it's harmful. That's exactly it. Like you're not weighing out like the actual risk and like lack of professionalism or lack of ethics or like
And you're using it to pose as an authority.
yes.
But like, you actually have no business being an authority in this situation when we literally like my favorite thing about having like lived in LA and having been, kind of in that environment,
Mhm.
obviously not even close to like in the environment, but around, you see people all the time.
Mhm.
And people are shocked to know how different people are in real life versus like what you get of the persona that they're like
Sure.
displaying. And
Yeah.
I think that that's like a whole other issue with celebrity culture is like we celebrate the idea of like what someone has decided to sell as who they are when
Yeah.
that's not even like who they are,
It's their
probably.
brand.
It's their
Like,
brand, it's their
yeah, or how they're
absolutely.
being portrayed by media or people on social media. Like you mentioned authority, and that was something that I was thinking of too, is how like you mentioned, it's okay to like be someone who wants to kind of explore different thoughts and to get feedback from the people of the internet and all of that, but and that's its own like category almost. But when you make some statement and say it with like such authority, like
Mhm.
this is fact and I'm an authority on this topic, it becomes problematic because you're actually not,
No,
unless
totally.
you are, right?
Right,
Unless
right,
you
right.
truly are. But most times you're not, and you're saying it with authority because that's again how you get people to engage, because they're like, oh, they know what they're talking about, they seem really credible, when really you're just like kind of making shit up and you're saying it confidently.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I love this. This is a great one because in the this is so relative to like culture,
It
everything
is.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like it might kind of tie into some of what we'll talk about today too. Maybe
absolutely.
tangentially, but yeah.
No,
Anyway,
totally.
that's my little I said what I said for today.